This is the beginning of basically full moon energies in Pisces. Basically, the title will be Spiritual Practices to Navigate the Energies of the Full Moon in Pisces and Virgo retrograde. I'll start the official video in just a moment on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever it is that you come across this live post. It's my second attempt today to record this. I don't know if I'll call it an energy update, but really to support you during your spiritual practices during this full moon in Pisces energies that we're currently in. Officially, the full moon was yesterday, September 10th. Today is September 11th. However, we are still in those energies of the full moon in Pisces and in this Virgo time as well. There's also Gemini energy in that. For those of you that follow more of the planetary alignments, feel free to share any additional information on and your expertise here that can support the group. Today, I decided to come on to touch base with the group and support you along the way, as many of you are still integrating these new influx of energies. Some of you may be experiencing more emotions come up. I know I have over the past couple of weeks, especially this week. They've been more intense of some like sadness. I would describe it as kind of a depression, maybe also anger, thinking about my past a little bit, past relationships, things like that. Even my dream state has been pretty active. And for those of you that don't know or aren't familiar with working with your dream state, oftentimes you can reconcile and things in your dream state that you normally would not be able to reconcile in your awakened state. So it's a very active time when you're dreaming for healing, releasing, as well as bringing in new energy and wisdom from your higher self and guides. For those of you that know how to do astral travel or consciously work with your astral travel abilities and Merkaba, you may already be familiar with working more consciously in your dream state. So it's just a really powerful time. Pay attention to your dreams as well and what they might be representing to you. And there's many schools of thought on how to work with the dream state and what it means to you, how it can support you in your ascension and soul journey and healing process. So I have now come from, I used to read the Jungian approach and things like that. Everything represents something about you. And now I've moved away, and there's many archetypes and symbols as well. So if you find yourself where you need some support on what that means and represents, go ahead and trust your intuition first. I always invite you to trust your intuition first so you can step more into your personal power and trust the wisdom that comes through those moments. Okay, no different than your waking state too. So this is about coming back into your soul power, back into your wisdom, back into your personal power and harmony within. Okay, so coming back to this time of year right now, we're in the harvest moon, as many Native American traditions may refer to this moon as the harvest moon. We are in the Northern Hemisphere, or at least I am. Those of you that may be listening from other areas of the world, perhaps you're in the Southern Hemisphere, so then that would put you into the spring time. But for my purposes, we are in the autumn. We are in the autumn. It's a time of harvest. That's where the moon gets its name. And it's also a time of collecting seeds, right? It's collecting the bounty of what your seeds have produced through the summertime and things like that, and preparing for the winter. But also in preparing for the winter, you're collecting the seeds from the food as well. So think about that, because you're always preparing for the next season to come as you're also in the season. And what that might mean for you as you prepare to go into your winter time. Right now, fall is a really powerful time to shed aspects of yourself. No different than the trees shed their leaves. Roses go dormant. So you only see the branches that above ground, but there's so much activity that happens beneath the surface during the winter as it approaches winter time with their plants. So back to this fall season, it's that time of harvest. You are now collecting that information and all of your seeds that you planted earlier in perhaps last year, the spring, and even into the summertime. You're now being able to harvest that wisdom, integrate those and new energies that have come in from the cosmic, our cosmic family, from the solar flares, from archangels, from our planet Earth as well. Because you too are also a conduit to bring that energy and anchor it into Mother Gaia. As you open up your crown chakra and your third eye chakra, that's continuing to expand right now. So what I'd like to invite you to do is recognize in this moment where you've been in the past couple weeks, as well as even maybe the past few months, and appreciate the harvest that you have birthed to this point. All the work that you've done to this point in your soul journey, in your personal journey, and in your human growth, right? To be able to embody your multidimensionality of the soul in human form is not an easy task, because humans, as human beings, we're all used to operating kind of more of black and white, black and white. There's this, it's either yes or no. And now we are learning that there are many ways to do the same thing. There are many ways to reach a similar goal or same goal. We are multidimensional beings. First, our soul is multidimensional. You may hear people refer to like you're a diamond, right? It's multifaceted, right? Sometimes you may even find yourself, oh, this part of me feels this way. That part of me feels that way, right? We wear multiple hats, right? You might be a mother, you're a student, whatever you do for employment, you wear different hats, right? Like I'm doing body work, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I take care of my pet, my dog, I'm a dog owner, right? But at the core essence, I'm my soul. I'm my soul, I am. So remember that as you're walking this path that can be in the peaks and valleys. I am, say that to yourself, I am Gina, a soul on this human, in this human body. That's my vehicle to navigate this world. See how that feels to you. Just see how that feels to you. Say your name, I am, and your name. And step a little further into embracing your soul and your heart opening, your heart awakening, and your higher self coming in. Whenever you use the word I am, the words I am, you're calling in your higher aspects. You're calling in your higher aspects. But bringing this back into this full moon time in Pisces. Pisces, right now, it's very emotional time, very connected to water. And then you have the Gemini, it's its twin energy as well. So it can be you can feel the polarities perhaps of your emotions occurring, right? Because I believe the twins are facing opposite in the Pisces fish, right? Any of you feel like if I have that mistake, just correct me. I'm not, I'm humble enough to be correct in that, but let's not lose the message, okay? So you may be feeling some polarity and tension within you. Maybe you're witnessing outside of yourself. It's a good time to come into your spiritual practices, particularly when you're feeling more stretched at your edges, more emotionally stretched, and feeling certain levels of tension perhaps, or just feeling the ebbs and flow of where you're at. Some may be on a high, some may be more on what I would consider a low. But just pay attention to where you are at emotionally and mentally, and how you're speaking about yourself and things around you, because that tells you where you're at. And you can easily come back to a positive place by observing, coming back into your heart and recognizing, oh, I'm shedding more aspects of myself. I'm shedding more of my veils that are obstacles to my love to come through, for my heart to expand. The unseen aspects that are extremely palpable, we shed the veils of our own illusions, and then we begin to see life through a new lens, or maybe a cleared lens, right? So what I'd like to invite all of you to do is also recognize your third eye is also expanding, okay? And it's made up of multiple points. You have your ear chakras, your higher heart, that's just above your actual heart chakra, and it's just above, it's associated to your thymus gland, thyroid, things like that. And then you have your zeal point in the back of your head. You have your crown chakra. And there's some other points. Also focus on your pineal glands and pituitary glands and stuff, and just really imagine this 6-pointed star and your crown chakra beginning to merge with also your heart and your throat. Okay, so it's expanding. Your third eye is also expanding to receive more information and hold more universal light energy that you are connected to. And just trust that it'll open and you will receive exactly what you're meant to receive at this time. Coming back to the fall and how you are shedding more, getting prepared to, you're reaping your harvest, but you're also getting prepared to shed more veils. Shed any energies, any situations, any blueprints within your system on a soul level. On a soul level, and I want to also invite in the light of our souls here in our I am presence and higher heart and universal light by lighting our candle to represent the light in all of us, that we're all connected. So coming back to call in your soul right now. Call every aspect of your soul from every timeline to be here now, present in this moment, right now. And we're going to just do a brief little meditation and be in gratitude for the harvest, for this time, for all the work that's been laborious at times, has been joyous at times. Perhaps you've had some grief at times or sadness. And then there's the celebration, right? Now we can come into this celebration of all the work that you've done and reap the harvest and the wisdom of your experiences. And know that those experiences do not define who you are. However, to be in gratitude and in grace in the highest way possible that you can for those experiences, because they helped open you up a little more. They help and open your heart a little more, open your ability for compassion for yourself and forgiveness for yourself as well. And because you're learning, you're remembering who you are. You're remembering you are a powerful being inside. You're opening the light within your heart, and that can feel painful. And it can also feel very liberating and celebratory as you do that. As you allow these unseen pieces of yourself to fall away, and then one morning you just wake up feeling changed because you've changed on the inside. So when you're feeling these depths of emotions, I invite you to start celebrating that, and as that being information to you that your internal being is reorganizing and reintegrating. It's releasing what no longer serves you. So as this new energy and higher vibrational energy can come in to your energetic system through your crown, through your nervous system, and into your physical body, and be anchored in on a cellular level and upgrade you. It upgrades you. It's what assists you to be in a higher vibrational state when you can receive more universal light. Okay. And just trust that the light you can receive the exact amount that you need and can, your body can hold at this time. This way, you don't put any limitations on it. You let the wisdom of that light come in, and what you also can release, whatever you're meant to release at this time, you can release and let go, and allow the highest light possible and vibration possible to fill you at this time now. Okay, so keep that in mind as we do this brief meditation. And we're going to call in Archangel Zadkiel and Ascended Master Saint Germain to assist us and their violet fire, their violet flame. So those of you that have followed me a little bit before, I've referenced the violet flame often. And I also set up, showed you some book or references for yourself to explore Saint Germain and the violet fire a little bit more on your own. Because when you start to read these texts or information, it starts to activate it within you. And it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be as formal as some of the books may present it. just allow it to match you, but the more you do it, it invokes and builds more momentum within inside you. And the main reason why I refer to this flame is because it's so powerful and so gentle that it assists you in transmutation and liberation and turning things that are lower vibration into beauty and light. Into beauty and light. So even when you don't know what it is, you can just call it in the same way, go, okay, now release any energies that are no longer in resonance with my highest good, and invoke the violet fire to assist you into transforming it into the highest light. It's as simple as that. So before we do the silent meditation, I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit off this card from, it's from the Ascension Cards deck by Diana Cooper, who's a self-mastery teacher. And I too am in self-mastery by a different teacher. However, the guides along the way are both a reference to her work as well. So in this instance, it's Saint Germain that we're talking about here. And so her card says this, Saint Germain, Lord of civilization, cooperates with Archangel Zadkiel to transmute the lower energies of the world in the violet flame. He is a great alchemist and magician who transforms that which no longer serves into something beautiful and light. Your guidance is to invoke Saint Germain, surround yourself in his violet light, and see the divine perfection in whatever or whoever you wish to transform. Your pure intention and focus can co-create with his energy to make miracles happen. Use this to help yourself and others to ascension. Yeah, yourself and others. That's how powerful it is. The affirmation here from this card is, I believe in my ability to create miracles. I believe in my ability to create miracles. I believe in my ability to create miracles. So say that with me 3 more times. I believe in my ability to create miracles. I believe in my ability to create miracles. So now that we've invoked them, we're also going to spray an aura spray, Archangel Zadkiel, for forgiveness and transmutation. This aura spray, no, I did not make it. I get my aura sprays from Amanda Ellis, Angelic Celestial Colors. She's out of the UK. She does amazing work. And I love her sprays, so I get them. They're very high vibrational sprays. So this is it. I don't get anything for mentioning her, but and I don't need to. I just, if you feel called to get some of her aura sprays, I highly recommend it. And they actually get delivered pretty quickly from the UK. So we're going to spray it. Just trust you're going to receive whatever energy you'd like from this spray. And I'll just do a couple sprays around me. And we'll just take that in. It's a beautiful violet color, as you can see. And allow the energy of Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain to fill your space. To fill your space. And what I'd like to remind all of us is that when working with the violet fire, the violet flame, as you heard in the card, we can also use it for others. Now, I want you to be mindful of that, because in healing practices, as many of you might know, you also have to have permission from the person that you're doing healing work with. And the violet flame is one of those few tools that you can use freely for anybody and also for the planet, but also without intervention, meaning it's not for personal gain of any kind. It's for the highest good of that person. So whenever I use it for another person, I just imagine and invoke the violet fire surrounding them to support them, that person, whatever it is they're going through, that they need support in, and whatever energies that are no longer supporting them, and they get to support them in releasing from their system, releasing from their body. Okay, for their highest good, not because I want them to leave it or not because I have some personal gain out of it. This is about also supporting the collective energies. So those of you that are doing light work or recognize that you are a light worker, which I feel all of us have the ability to choose to be a light worker, and you feel that calling from inside. You feel it very much from the heart level. Okay, so this is where I really invite you to start invoking the violet flame, invoking that fire within from your highest grace, from your highest love, the highest purpose possible. Okay, so when you invoke it, just say for the highest good possible. If it is of the highest good, if it is for the highest good, okay, that's surrendering. It's trusting that source energy and the wisdom of that light will come in if it's for the highest good. Because what I see happen to all of us as we wake up, sometimes we think we know what's best for someone else. I see this often with coaches and guidance, and that's not the case. It's really humbling to remember, no, I'm holding this space for the highest good of the person in front of me. It's for their highest good. So the same thing goes when we use these rays. Okay, if it's for their highest good, because I can't intervene with someone else's journey. Okay, the only time I ever intervene is when I need to help somebody, like for instance, I was in law enforcement, and that's all about intervention, right? There's a crisis happening, we intervene. Okay, that's helping. Here, we're assisting. Okay, it's very different, assisting someone through the violet flame. And we're also assisting the collective energy. So some of you that are more empathic and more like being impacted by the world around you, this is also an opportunity to use the violet flame during this time and any time to also assist in the transmutation of lower energies for the good of the planet and the collective consciousness of all beings. So here we can connect with your I am presence, my I am presence, and the collective I am presence, and invoke that violet fire. Okay. Something else I pulled. So this is more on Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain. And this is now referred to as the gold and silver violet flame. So depending on different things, sometimes the flame colors can change, and as they too raise in vibration, their intensity of their color changes as well. Just like your chakra system, it changes. Okay. Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain are keepers of the violet flame of transmutation. When you add the gold of wisdom and the silver of grace and harmony, you create a powerful gold and silver violet flame. The angels suggest you invoke this mighty energy to clear the ascension path ahead of you and keep your light pure and clear. The angels suggest you invoke this mighty energy to clear the ascension path ahead of you and keep your light pure and clear. When you send the gold and silver violet flame to people, situations, and places, you facilitate wondrous transformations. This powerful light transmutes the old and raises everything to very high frequency. So I'd like to just say to a higher frequency, because how high it can get is limitless. So when we do this together as a group, it gives it more power. We can do a collective healing for a region, for a situation, for the planet. We can put that high vibration energy back into the grid of the planet, which is similar to like our meridian systems of our body. And that gets cycled into the healing of the planet as well as the collective consciousness. So this is what we're going to do this evening, just a slight meditation. We've invoked the energy of archangels Zadkiel and Ascended Master Saint Germain. Also like to call on any additional of our own individual guides and angels and Devic Kingdom, Crystal Kingdom, Spirit Guides, Ancestors to be here with us in this very real and digital circle. May we all see the light in each other, the soul that we are all a part of, the oneness. As we come together in circle, we open our hearts to ourselves, to our higher self, the collective I am presence, and to each other. May our hearts connect in the center and create a cylinder of light that connects directly to our I am presence and the collective I am presence above. May we feel each other's love as we come together in unity and invoke the violet fire of transmutation and freedom and liberation. I invoke the violet fire to blaze in, through, and around, releasing all energies that no longer serve my highest good to be released and transformed back into the highest light possible. Making way for new energies to integrate it into my system, into my body, into the planet, and into the whole of life itself. I am the violet fire. I am pure, I am clear, I am grace and harmony of all that is. And I ask all of you that are part of this meditation, whenever you come to it, there's no wrong time. You come to it at the exact same time, at the right time. Once you've invoked this violet fires we have invoked together, you've cleared your body, you've cleared your system, and being gratitude for all that has brought you here today. As we step together, holding hands in unity, recognizing we're part of the oneness, the whole of life, the cosmic life, our cosmic brothers and sisters, our earthly brothers and sisters. And recognize as I do my healing, it raises those around me. It raises the world. I now invoke the violet flame to blaze in, through, and around me, releasing all energies that are no longer in resonance with my highest good. To transform all cells into the highest good, into its most divine structure and blueprints that my body can sustain at this moment. I call in the higher energies of universal light and love to fill my body, fill my mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. And I invite you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and hold it for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale out through the mouth for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5, and hold at the base for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5, and inhale again. Hold at the top. And exhale. And hold at the base. Inhale. Violet fire. Exhale. I'm in breathing the violet fire. As you're holding, I'm absorbing the violet fire. And as you're exhaling, I'm expanding the violet fire. And as you're holding, I am projecting the violet fire. And just allow yourself to go to a natural breath. Like all of you, to picture a place or situation on this planet and send your energy there, the violet fire, and see it surround that situation and transmuting any lower vibrations that no longer serve that region and collective consciousness in that area. And just do that 4-step breathing we just did, focusing on that energy, the violet fire. It's for the highest good of that region, to support that region and all life that is impacted by that region. The trees, the plants, the animals, the insects, the human beings, the mother, the child, the food, the water, the land, the air. May any discord find its harmony, return to a harmonious state. And when you feel complete, come back to the space that you were currently in, still keeping your eyes closed or in a soft restored gaze in front of you. Allow your breath to come to a natural cadence. You do not have to effort in your breathing. So I'd like to invite you to bring in a touch of golden light. Expand that light a little bit more that we've been working with, that's embedded in the violet fire, the cosmic flame, the cosmic violet fire. So bring in that ascension ray of light, and purity and purification ray into your system as well. Sure. So fill any gaps and spaces, allow it to go exactly where it needs to go in your body. Let the wisdom of the energy, it knows exactly where to go. Bringing in that golden light energy in through the crown, with your body, through your heart, down through your circulatory system and nervous system, out through your feet, and visualize yourself anchoring into the depths of the Earth's core, to the center of Earth, receiving the highest energy possible from the core itself and Lady Gaia. Picturing her energy coming up through your feet, as well as the energy you invoked from our source energy above, to also come down through you into her. You've created a clear conduit of light, pure conduit of light, CD. We send this beautiful, clear, clean energy into the earth grid and into the cosmos. And when you're ready, on this next breath, slowly wiggle your toes and your hands. And gently open your eyes, coming back fully to the space that you're in. Yeah. Take notice of how your body may feel different. Could be subtle change. I know for me, I get a little warm. It's beautiful. I can take this at any time, really, not just during this energies of this Pisces full moon, but you can invoke the violet fire at any time. I invite you to use it daily for yourself as a regular spiritual practice. That spiritual practice can look in any way that you'd like for your daily practice. that fits you. But I do encourage you to create a sacred space for yourself. Light a candle. Connect with Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain and the violet fire, because it's within you, and they will assist you in using that fire and mastering it. It's a really powerful tool of alchemy. It's a powerful tool of transmutation and freedom and purity. And it will assist you along your journey and soul awakening and heart opening as you navigate the experience of your emotional body and mental body. And it will assist you to bring it back into a harmonious state as your body releases and receives new energies. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening. My love to all of you. I hope you find this recording supportive to you at any time that you come across it. My love to all of you.